Hello, my name is Gavin, and we would like to welcome you to the Career Pathways Podcast. Here joining me today is
Producer Jayson.
And we have a special guest as
John Michael Stastny.
Full government name. There we go.
Don't forget Cheyenne.
And way in the back we have
Producer Cheyenne.
And then we got the old man on the couch.
I'm still here.
Well, I guess to get things started, JM, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How or what your journey brought you to Lyon, and anything else the audience might need to know?
I'm John Michael Stastny. I hail from Birmingham, Alabama. What brought me to Lyon? Oh, my job here is a first-year advisor. I think that's important. I came to Lyon because of basketball, but liked the small campus. So I kind of fell in love with that when I first stepped foot on campus. So, yeah.
Where are you from?
I said Birmingham.
What part of Birmingham?
Vestavia. It's like a little suburb thing. It's cool.
Are you a Bama boy? Do you love Bama football?
Yes, that's all I live for.
All the way this year?
Hopefully.
All right. So, your career, you said you work here at Lyon, your first year advisor. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how it affected your future careers?
Pretty much I talk to people a lot. I plan pretty much the coursework for students. So I make sure that not only when you get here to Lyon, you have all the liberal arts qualifications, you have to hit certain classes. So I make sure that all that's set up, and then basically figure out what your major is and get rolling with that. So kind of figure out what your interests are, become friends with the students, build those relationships and stuff like that.
So you are a recent alum of Lyon College, graduating last May?
Mm-hmm.
What was your degree, and how does that help you with being a first year advisor?
My degree was business management and economics, so I double majored. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. I feel like for the business department, it really helps because I know everybody within the department. I know what is expected, but I don't know. I guess just talking to people, it helps. Setting stuff up, knowing qualifications and stuff. I don't know. I think it's more of me going here that helps the most. So, yeah.
Keep going. Okay. Well, let's dive more into your time here at Lyon. You played all 4 years here at Lyon, collegiate basketball. That's a different level in high school, AAU, Pee Wee, anything. Tell us about your experience with that, the trials and tribulations you went through with the program, and how basketball changed you and made you who you are today.
It was hard. I think nobody really understands how tough college athletics can be, even at any level. It was a lot of fun, a lot of good memories made, a lot of cool people I met through basketball. I feel like it has prepared me. It's made the real world easier in a way, just being able to handle a lot of different pressures from different people. Definitely helps from being an employee, listening to your manager in a way. It's kind of like a coach telling you what to do, except they're not screaming or anything like that. So it's kind of nice to be able to take that criticism and use it to the best of your ability. And yeah, I was blessed to win 2 championships here, so that was cool. You're a part of one, so yeah. Definitely also coaching changes. People don't really look at it, but that's kind of like a manager leaving or a coworker leaving. When a coach leaves, my sophomore year, he just bounced. I think he brought you in and then left.
Yes.
So yeah, those type of things, being able to go through that adversity with somebody who recruited you just bouncing, and then you get a new coach. It's kind of like a new boss or something like that. So it's kind of good to be from the outside looking into my career now. It's kind of I went through this and it completely relates to this now. So it's pretty cool.
And those basketball skills like leadership and stuff are
Yeah.
really coming into your position here at Lyon too?
Oh, for sure. I feel like it's helped me relate to the students a lot more because I literally was a student athlete as of a couple months ago. So, I mean, it's like I can immediately relate to them, know exactly what they're going through because there's a lot that goes on outside of your academics and your sport. There's a whole other world too. So I kind of am able to relate to that. So it's pretty good.
So you graduated from Lyon this May, and now you kind of find yourself back here at Lyon under very odd circumstances. So like, how does it feel to be in a position that you saw? Because like you came in your freshman year and you had a freshman like first year advisor. Like seeing other people doing that work, how does it feel to now be doing that work?
It's weird because I almost got away from Lyon. I was like this close to moving back home. And then they like trapped me back pretty much in a way. But it's definitely interesting to see the other side of the school. Like y'all as students don't see half of what actually goes on behind the scenes. So it's really cool to like have a voice in something that affects y'all. So like it's pretty cool to like be an advocate now for students. Like I've always wanted to just be an advocate for people and help people. So this is like a new role in a new way on a pretty important scale to make sure I can do that. So yeah, my first year advisor was awesome. Shout out Amanda Matthews. She's out there over at admissions now, like director of admissions. But like that relationship I had with her when I first got here was like a home away from home. Somebody always reliable and I can lean on. And that's what the advisors are now. Like there's people in their offices all day and even in mine. So it's busy, but it's fun.
Well, to do a little foreshadowing on another episode that we possibly might have, your previous teammate, Isaiah Sweetwine, also a business major, he spoke about being very professional in different situations and different environments. How do you, as now being faculty at Lyon College, balance the relationship between faculty and students, or faculty and some of your own teammates who are still currently enrolled?
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and correct you because the people that are faculty will get mad. I'm staff. So I'm just kidding. But it hasn't, I feel like my friendships haven't changed. There's just certain limitations to my friendships now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I can't really go out, which is fine. Like I'm in this role now. I have to stay face. What's great is the freshmen don't know me like at all. That's what's the perk. Because like the first day I walked into the caf, I was like, oh gosh, I was super anxious. I was like, I do not want to go in there. Please God, I don't want to go in there. I walked in there, I knew no one. And I was like, this is awesome. So like nobody really knows me. So I can kind of build my professional face however I want to. Like until somebody I know comes in and then it totally goes out the window because it's still me. But definitely trying to build that with students even I met in the other offices and stuff like that. Definitely learning how to do that. So,
but like trying to balance, because you still want to be like, you know, you still want to be professional, but you also want to be like kind of like the fun like person who kind of is there for freshman students. Like, are you seeing that kind of being? I mean, is that kind of like slowly like developing? Are you kind of like still like a little too one-sided on it?
I'm definitely, this is gonna sound super cliche, but it's like just being yourself. Like I can't fake. Like once if I was like, I went in the old man in the chair back there's office, I'm still gonna talk and be myself around him. We can be talking about serious things, but I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or be weird. But I think it changes on the circumstance. Like if I'm in front of Grafton, well, that's a totally different person that I'm dealing with. So yeah, it's kind of based off situation. But like when you walk into my office, I'm just going to be myself. Like there's no need to be somebody else, even though you're in professional life. Like you still have to carry who you are, because that shows to people like that you're being fake. I don't like that stuff. So yeah.
So how do you plan on handling adversity? I know it's a word that you've heard a lot. How do you plan on handling that, especially as you say, like being able to switch from personal to familiar?
Mm. Oh, I mean, it's just like everything else. Like everything's changing all the time. Like somebody could be in a position one week and then they're gone, or a student decides to leave. Well, I've just like given a whole month of my time and energy into this person, and then they're not. College life is always changing, and people are always under certain pressures and things like that. So students will come to you with certain problems that they may be facing, or they're going through. Maybe somebody's passed away that's extreme, or maybe they're just failing and can't do college anymore and they have to leave. So you've like put a month or so getting to know this person. Now they have to leave. So that's adversity, you know, losing that relationship with a student kind of sucks. You've put in this much time with them and you care about them this much and want them to succeed and get through their first semester here, and it just doesn't work out. So like, I think it's just kind of rolling with the punches, literally, and just staying true to yourself and knowing what you can do and not over giving your energy, over putting it all into one basket, kind of. So, yeah.
So you've kind of already put your foot in the door here at Lyon. You've been working for about a month now, roughly, right? And you have kind of already started to bring some new stuff to campus, but is there anything that you hope to accomplish or achieve, like campus-wide as a faculty advisor, like maybe some suggestions or ideas or anything like that?
I think definitely something I want to see is more programming for students on campus. I think that's very important. Ramping up the opportunities and activities for students on campus. I think we already do a very good job with career goals for the man in the chair. Rest in peace. But stuff like that, I think we're already doing a very good job with. I think from a faculty standpoint, we need to break some stigmas down with students, understand that they're people too, at the same time teaching. So, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so with that, how do you plan to stay like open-minded to situations and, like you said, bringing in new programs and stuff like that? Because you, like you said, you graduated here 4 years, and so your path may not be the same as someone else, and how you experience things may not be the same as someone coming in new. So how do you plan on, with, like you said, new programmings and breaking down the stigma, to put aside your feelings and your beliefs and be open-minded to what all is changing around you?
I feel like that comes with being a really good listener. You have to be able to listen to what people are saying and put aside your opinions and your thoughts. So like if I'm having to hear you out, I'm not going to have any opinion while you're speaking. I feel like if I actually wanted to listen to you, I'm going to. Does that make sense? I'm not going to have that wall up the whole time. So definitely actively listening to what students are saying, kind of taking a mental note of what they may be feeling, what they may be wanting to do, what they're interested in. All that, those things will help Lyon College as a whole understand the new students, because students from 4 years ago are different than the freshmen now. People are changing. We're all going through different like social construct changes. People are acting different. We're more phone heavy now, all this kind of stuff. It's literally a new era of people. So kind of understanding what their interests are, what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, and honing in on that could greatly help us. So kind of, I think for me, definitely trying to be understanding at all times of that there's always different people. They're feeling different things. We're all different for reasons. So like, how do we cater to each and every student? How can we lock in and listen to what they're saying? Yeah.
Going off of that, kind of, you mentioned that, you started 4 years ago, during COVID. How did that kind of affect you as a student and your Lyon experience? Was it negative? Was it positive?
It was tough. I want to just say it sucked. It was like that first semester we were online. And so it was kind of funny, like on Zoom, you used to have these boxes and either your face is on the screen and all that stuff. But I got to meet people through there and met some of my best friends on Zoom. And like you get to talking to people, talking about classes, you're in group chats and all this stuff. So there was already that sense of getting to know people. Now we weren't on campus intermingling in the dorms, raising hell at 3 a.m. Like that wasn't possible for the first semester. So then we got here and we were still under all these restrictions in the spring, and it was weird. Like some professors were just offline and then some were online. So not really until my sophomore year did it get normal again. Not fully back to normal as this year is, I would say. There's been a lot of changes in the student population, but I think it's recovered well. It's kind of cool to see how packed it is here now, and all the housing is packed out. So it's kind of good to see the school recover.
Yeah, and with your freshman class, like we had like almost 200 roughly this freshman class. How big was your freshman class when you came in?
God, probably. I think we graduated 50, 75 something. But if you think about it, compared to this class, it's just nothing. And I think this year's graduating class is going to be way lower. And also you got to think about, we moved to D3 2 years ago. So there's a lot of things that happen for the college that kind of set it back a little bit. And now we're really recovering, but it's pretty much a snowball effect. Everything seems to be going well.
So what advantages do you think you have as being so young in your position, whereas someone maybe a couple years older would have in your position?
Honestly, it's pretty cool being young and just being in school here literally a couple months ago. Like, it's cool because I keep on the relationships I have with my professors, and now they're my coworkers. So it's like a whole new friend group that I'm in of the higher education realm, I guess. And I feel like it's really awesome to be able to relate to students that might have just seen me at Glimpse while I was here, and now I have an office. So like the students that I was just in school with are now stopping by and coming and saying hello and just talking to me like I'm a counselor and stuff like that. So it's nice to keep in touch with all that. And literally the other day I helped a student with economics, like out of nowhere. And I barely like knew stuff, but she goes like, yeah, you got this. You seem like you're fine. So I was like, okay. So I just straight up had a lesson in Miss Tamia's office for like 30 minutes, just troubleshooting. So it's really cool to like be involved in a different way, kind of as a almost leader, but really a counselor, and literally my job title and advisor. So it's really cool to keep those relationships. And I feel like they confide in my youngness. Like, you know, I'm just a former college kid, one couple months, a semester removed. So I'm pretty in the know. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you went to Poland last semester.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that and kind of why we should continue doing study abroad and why we should fund it?
So Shulga touched on this in his colloquium, but fun. It was so much fun. Like, you cannot get away from the fact that you're traveling to a different nation. You're going to a different continent. You're going to literally a new way of life. It is so nice to go and see different cultures and be accepted. And sometimes you're not. Like, sometimes you straight up will not be accepted into their culture. But just, it's a whole different world. Like, literally a whole different world in each of these countries. And the fact we were presented with the opportunity to go was awesome with somebody who's a native of Poland. So it's very important for the experience, because, like, I don't think I ever would have really gone abroad other than with the school. Like, I really did not have it on my radar. Now I want to go to like Montreal next summer just because I kind of have that bug of wanting to go travel and see more things and experience different life. So I definitely think it's super important. They need to keep it going, no doubt. Everybody seems super on board with it. And I think it's a really, really good opportunity for students. So, yeah.
Is there a program on campus that you want to become a part of that you haven't had the chance to as a staff?
Like a club or something?
Not like, well, yeah,
Or like a
like club.
program.
Like you can be like Bork, how he's like an advisor for Teak, or like how Dr. Peterson and Tamia are like representatives for BSA. Is there like more of a club that you feel like you want to get more of a staff position, like maybe SGA or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely want to stay involved with SGA because there's a lot of things happening, and plus it's open to everybody, so I'm just going to pull up and sit in the back at the next one. I definitely want to get involved with SAC again just because that athlete in me, I was vice president for 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, that was fun. I think I want to like try out D&D one day and like
Okay.
yeah, definitely. I want to be like a mage or something. And then I want
What? His is done too?
Yours is done.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna keep rolling. It's fine.
it's cool.
Yeah, just keep it on jam.
I think I want to join like chess club. There's like things like I still want to stay involved in because it's a campus and it's open to everybody. So why not stay involved? But organizationally, definitely want to stay in with athletics and help with all that kind of stuff. Communication stuff like this would be cool to get involved in. And then, yeah, like broadcasting. And stuff
I was
like
gonna
that.
say you could do some podcasting. We're gonna do Shulga's gonna set up eventually a D&D where they do like a video series where they're
Oh,
D&Ding.
gosh.
So you could be on the video series.
I don't want to be the guy who's like the game maker, the storyteller. I don't know what it's called.
Narrator?
Yeah. Oh, it's like game master.
It's
or
the dungeon
something.
master.
Oh,
Dungeon
my
ma-
bad.
You're close,
The
you're
dungeon
close.
master. I was pretty close. I don't want to be that, but I would like totally off topic. I would cause anarchy if I ever got involved with Dungeons
I
and
Murder
like
Dragons.
every single time I've ever played D&D, I'm always the guy that's like, all right, guy in front of me, I'm gonna roll a kill. Like every single time. I just
That's wild.
yeah, like
So
it's how
Gavin
it
could
is.
be in front of you and be like, I want to kill him.
Well, like you can do that. That's the thing about D&D. You can do well, not like the guy in front of you, but they're like you come into a bard and it's like there's 3 guys in front of you. Be like, all right, roll a kill.
If
And it's
I'm
like,
not
you
gonna
must
lie to
get
you,
this.
if like we were like walking out of a cave, I would roll to be able to crumble the cave and trap you in. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to do. And like, yeah,
It ruins the experience for everybody else, but it's so fun.
I don't care.
It's so fun.
I don't care.
Everybody will hate you, but it's so fun to watch.
I would just be messing people up. But yeah, good.
Okay, so
No. We're
Oh,
gonna
still
keep.
going?
We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
As long as his camera's going, we're cruising. What is the best advice you've ever received as a student, and kind of how has that impacted you for your career?
Like from a staff or faculty member.
Sure,
Anybody.
anybody.
it could be anime, cartoon,
Okay,
movie.
my first
anything.
one, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's a Timothy Chalamet quote, but he probably stole it from somewhere else. It's like life's not coming at you, but from you, and like you're the master of your own universe, and that takes time.
Bar.
So I thought that was fire. I like that one a lot. And then, I don't know. Probably Coach Mays. He's just so goofy and like just himself all the time. Like I remember one day just sitting in his office or like he'll be talking to people. And he's like, I don't want to do the impression. Can I? Can I? He's like, man, JM's not one of those guys on the floor, but like honestly, he's gonna be like one of my CEOs one day. And so like just I just think that's funny. But like just that belief from like one of my coaches that I'm not just a basketball player or wasn't like anything crazy, but also he sees that I'm like super involved with the team and stuff like that. So kind of that vote of confidence, it's funny, but that just kind of sits with me and will stay with me. So yeah.
That's kind of great because your episode's coming right after Coach Mays. So
Oh, that's perfect.
No way.
Perfect.
When'd y'all get him on?
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
It was
Dang
Gavin
it.
and Luke. Yeah. It was a good
And
episode.
Man. That's my guy Luke, man.
I guess to end it on a serious note, if you could, what piece of advice would you give your younger self from everything that you've experienced now? What would you tell little JM?
Ooh, I don't even know. I guess stop stressing, bro. I'd be like, stop. I think you saw me like through certain times. I was just like beat up about, but like just like all this stuff that I got so focused on, and yet I was missing all these other things that were good in my life. So like, stop stressing. Everything's fine. Like people, well, sometimes it's like more serious, but you're gonna be all right. The sun's gonna come up tomorrow. You're gonna wake up. Why be tied down in all your thoughts and emotions for one little thing that doesn't even matter anymore? Like, to me personally, like, it does not matter. So why stress on these little things that you cannot control? You can control how you feel. People don't like to hear that, but you can. Like, you can control how you feel. You can learn to control that. So like, I feel like just stop stressing out. Believe in yourself. Go with the flow. Have a good time. I feel like college is kind of that time you just learn about yourself and you come out the other side and you're like fortified and ready to go. So, yeah.
I think that's a perfect place to end. So, Gavin, you want to sign us off here?
No, you got it.
Oh, all right. Well, dang. Put me under the spotlight. Thanks for watching the Career Pathways podcast. We bring you a podcast every single week, and stay tuned for next week's episode. As always, we like to sign off with a very similar routine. So first, I'd like to thank you as producer Jayson and
Gavin Brunson.
Producer Cheyenne.
And producer Cheyenne. Where can you find the Career Pathways podcast?
You can find us on 99.97% of all platforms.
The same number of bacteria that gets killed with Germ-X.
What's the 0.3 we're missing?
It's usually like Google Podcasts and some bum podcast places.
Are we on SoundCloud?
We are not, and that is because SoundCloud doesn't go through an RSS feed, sadly. So RSS is like basically
Spotify?
We are on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're basically on everything except for like Pandora and
we're like
Google
Walmart.
Podcasts.
We're like Walmart Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Sort of. Except Joe Rogan's kind of on just, I think, Spotify, right? And YouTube. But we're on everything. But with the RSS feed, we can't be on SoundCloud because you'd have to manually upload every single one, and it
sucks. SoundCloud.
Yeah. Screw SoundCloud. Well, with that, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and make sure to tune in next week. Peace out, everybody.
Goodbye.
What's dead?
Second camera is dead.
Really?
R.I.P.
It just died. It's just Jane.
Keep them up. Keep the recording
Don't
going.
cut this.
This is a nightmare.
Well, I done forgot all my questions.
What?
They're on a
This
sheet.
one's flashing too.
Really? Plug. Okay.
Just gonna have to like plug, unplug, plug, unplug, plug, unplug.
No,
Are you
just
able to charge it in?
yeah, but you're gonna have to try to get the cable up to there.
Business call.
This is call.
Hello? Hello. I'm on a podcast right now because I'm super cool. He was playing against Tommy,
Here's an
bro.
extension right here.
I mean, he did have a stack team.
Okay, but the thing about the extension is, how are you gonna keep it up without the camera falling? It's gonna be too heavy.
No, but
You tuck
if
it
you,
in.
could you use that
You
as a
tuck it in.
stand and that'll, instead of carry that, leave that on the floor.
brings me life. Only in certain settings, though.
Bro.
When was there a hot air balloon?
Yesterday.
Why did I miss that?
Square.
Who said that was happening?
Yeah, but here's the.
Thanks, Gavin.
No, I'm just trying to get it.
How do you do
All
it?
right.
Growl.
Do the roar.
Quickly.
Do the roar.
Do it, Daddy.
Is it good?
Whoa.
All right, let's go. Adversity. How do you overcome it?
Okay. Question. Wait. Okay.
Compose.
Ask a question. 3, 2, 1.
Is it fine?
Yeah, how do you?
Gosh darn it!
What is wrong with
How
it?
do you guys just got blurry.
Press the button down, not the red one, the big one, and hold it. Okay,
Jay-
there you go.
So JM, dealing with
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. Ready?
so
Adversity. Adversity. How do you
hold
overcome?
on. God.
JM,
no.
I'm gonna put a gun in your
You
head.
have to be ready.
Ready.
3.
Okay.
Not adversity and how I overcome it. It had
Three-
to do
three-
with what he
Okay,
was saying.
okay.
5,
Phrase it right.
Four.
Okay.
I would kill you.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Okay. So with adversity, how do you overcome it? Dude, just answer the question, bro. Just answer,
I know.
Just answer the question.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the podcast. There you go.
That's such a no.
Here, I got it. I'll
Hold
ask-
on.
I'll
You
ask-
ask it. Stop. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, adversity. I know that's a word you've heard a lot, especially with Coach Mays. How do you plan on handling adversity with your students as being a first-year advisor?
Great question, Gavin.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Lyon College and by KILT Studios.